Welcome back, y'all. This is our channel, and you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, welcome.
Howdy.
I'm Alexis.
This is Sean.
And today, it's going to be more of like a chill, laid-back video. It's currently really late at night, or should I say really early in the morning.
Yeah.
So forgive us if we seem dry, but it's a perfect story time before bed for us. This story time is going to be the story of basically like what led to us coming into Charlotte and how we ended up getting the apartment that we got and basically how we're doing now.
Yep.
How this all began, obviously Sean and I have been dating a while, and we decided, okay, since he is in the IT field, for anyone who doesn't know, that's information technology,
yeah.
That's computers and stuff. I know what it means.
Being all fancy and
my
stuff.
God. He had this plan that he would move to Charlotte, North Carolina to pursue his IT dream. Mind you, we had been planning this move out for the past like year.
Exactly. Like ever since we started dating, pretty much.
Right, because literally our first date, he told me, hey, by the way, I'm planning on moving to North Carolina when I finish my associate's degree. You can come if you want.
Right.
Depending on like, you know, if we're still together. And I was like, okay. But we ended up doing very well in our relationship, and
as you can see, we're still here.
Yeah. And embarrassingly enough, I started looking at things because I completely had like a different plan in life for myself personally, and I just decided, hey, why not? So basically that's how we ended up with the idea of moving to Charlotte. We had planned on this specific complex that we live in, because we had originally found a couple other complexes. Some of them didn't really work out that well just because we did more research into the ones we really liked, and then we ended up finding things that we really didn't like.
Sometimes they're a little dirty,
yeah,
a little grungy.
Obviously, your first apartment isn't going to be the most glamorous thing in the world, you know, typically it's not, but we wanted to at least have something that we could say we're happy with.
But as you can see on the apartment tour,
I know.
It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it actually is a really nice apartment, and we're very thankful and happy. We had planned for June 1st. The June 1st plan, it kind of got screwed up because our job wasn't working out, and he still had to graduate, and it was just all over the place. And we didn't want to try and apply for the apartment too early because had we gotten it, we didn't want to put the deposit down and put it down for a move-in date that we weren't even sure we could even move into it at that time. So we are sitting here in limbo, and the longer we waited, the more expensive it got. So we were just like, holy crap, are we still going to be able to move? Like, this is getting really difficult.
Yeah.
So we started losing hope a little bit. Just a little bit. We really honestly started thinking about just waiting until the next year. So, like, next year in 2019 to move, whenever we could, like, whenever we found the opportunity to. And it went from that to getting an email from our job saying, hey, we have this orientation date for you, but we need you to start in less than 2 weeks.
So it went from nothing to everything.
Right. And we were just like, what? Like, what? So we were completely, like, I don't want to say completely unprepared, because we had been preparing to move, but mentally, we were just like, we were expecting to have at least some time to, you know, get everything done. Like, mind you, we had not applied for our apartment. Like, we were just so all over the place, and we were just like, holy crap, like, what just happened? So,
like, literally, to put it in perspective, my last day was a Friday. We literally had to be in Charlotte, ready to go that next Sunday.
right.
So we had 2 days to get our stuff ready and out.
Luckily, we got approved right away, because a lot of places sometimes can take up to like a week to approve you. The problem, however, we were supposed to be in Charlotte July 22nd. That was the day we needed to be here. The place said, we don't have your apartment ready to move in until August 7th.
So literally almost 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks and I think, what, 2-3 days? So we had to kind of rework the budget that we had set for ourselves to pay for a hotel for 2 weeks,
Yep.
try and find the best one that we could, and a good location, and that was a whole thing because we didn't expect on having to stay. Like, we expected, I told him sometimes it's not ready right away. We might have to stay in a hotel for a couple nights, but not 2 weeks. We were just like, what the heck? We figured out, all right, well, we can't obviously bring all of our stuff with us to the hotel. It's not gonna fit in the room, and we're not about to sit here and try and move all of our crap out of a hotel. You know, that's like way too much when we still have to start these new jobs and try and get everything set up in North Carolina. So we decided, and we worked with his parents because they are the nicest people in the world.
Shout out mom and dad.
They worked with us and they're like, okay, we'll come down there, we'll rent a trailer, and we'll bring you your stuff in 2 weeks. So we were just like, okay, that works. We literally, like he said, worked up until that Friday.
We literally stayed up that Saturday before we had to leave all night.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get 30 minutes of sleep.
I know, and I actually did not get any sleep that day at all.
If you guys want an in-depth story time about literally just the car trip here, I have a few stories about her driving.
I literally was like,
because we each had to drive our own cars, so we had like no sleep, and we were on a deadline because I had to go for my part-time job. I had to go to orientation that Sunday.
Right, that's why we had to go, because we didn't have to start our orientation
until that Tuesday.
Right, for our full-time job until that Tuesday on the 24th. So he had an orientation on that Sunday at, what was it, 6 o'clock?
No, 2. That's why I had to leave so early.
Oh, yeah. So he had an orientation at 2 o'clock, and we were on a serious time crunch. So we literally had to leave like early in the morning in order to make the 6-hour drive from where we're from down to Charlotte. And it was hell and back. I was falling asleep halfway. I was like almost knocked out. We had to stop off at this rest stop. And
had to get her some energy drinks that she's never had.
Then he started getting sleepy, and then we had to stop off again to get more energy drinks. And mind you, we're still in this time crunch. We got to the hotel, and we basically get there, we check in and everything, and I move, because he had to go to his orientation, so I moved like most of our stuff up. He had a few things left in his car when he got back, but I mostly moved everything up into the room. We ended up going the next day, because that was literally our only free day, was that next day on the 23rd. So we go into our complex's office, because we had an appointment with our complex to get like our parking stuff taken care of and like just sign the last few documents and kind of have everything set. And we get there, and literally one of the first things out her mouth, oh, well, by the way, we literally just had an apartment become open. And mind you, when we had signed our lease, we signed our lease for an apartment that we weren't, like, we liked it, but we didn't like it as much as the one that we're in now.
Right.
The one bedroom that we wanted was, I think it was either not available or it was too expensive at the time that we applied. So we ended up having to apply for a smaller one-bedroom apartment that we didn't like as much. But we were obviously going to be happy with it no matter what, because we were just grateful to have a place.
Right.
So she basically is like, oh yeah, we had an apartment open up, and it happens to be another layout. So she's saying another layout, and we're just like, okay, what layout is that? And she's like, well, it's actually the one that you wanted originally. And we were just like, oh, no way.
Dun, dun, dun.
And she was like, it literally became open this morning. So we were just like, well, alrighty then.
Yeah.
So she was like, did you want to go see it and everything? We were like, yeah, sure. We came and we saw this apartment, and we literally were taken aback. Because not only did we have this apartment that we wanted, we liked the layout better than the first layout that we saw. And on top of that, we have a freaking patio, as you saw. And we were just like, we didn't even think we were going to get one of those.
Right.
So basically, we were just like, shoot, we'll go ahead and take it. It was only $10 more a month. And we were just like, what the heck? Like, this literally cannot be happening. And on top of that, it was ready to move in that day.
So literally, when we signed another lease and set up all of our utility stuff like that day.
Like, we're over here rejoicing and like, oh my God, yeah, we got our dream apartment. You know, everything is cool.
And then life happens.
Right, and then life happens, and we realize,
oh crap, we don't have a place to sleep. We don't have
right,
anything to cook with, anything to eat.
Right, because
like, oh,
all of our belongings are still in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like,
crap.
wait, when are your parents supposed to come? Like, when are they coming? And we realized they're not coming for a whole 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. We literally go to Target and Costco and just buy a bunch of like groceries.
Mm-hmm.
We buy a small TV so we have something to watch.
An air mattress.
Yeah, so we have something to sleep on. And
Yeah.
the worst part was we spent literally that entire night going to the hotel to take all of our stuff that we just put into our cars,
Mm-hmm.
re-Tetris that, and then take it back to this apartment and unload it. We weren't done until like, what was it, like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock.
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we literally had to wake up because next day was orientation.
Over the course of like that next week, we kept going back to the store every chance we got in our, like literally every single day we were going to the store,
Mm-hmm.
getting something new.
That we forgot about.
Right, that we were like, oh shoot, I guess we need this too. And his parents ended up coming down, and they bring our bed and like all of our like big stuff, and they ended up like some of my stuff didn't make it, so I literally only had like 2 weeks of clothes still that I had to keep washing and like reusing.
She was using a lot of my clothes as well.
Yeah, I was also wearing like his clothes because he had basically like almost all of his clothes here, and my clothes were just left at home. So we had that going on, and then on top of that, we thought we had lost the nails and screws to my bed.
Oh, come to find out, I did a smart but a dumb, and I had brought a tool bag with me when we were taking the bed and stuff apart, and we put all the screws and stuff in a Ziploc baggie, and I thought it would be a great idea to put it in my tool bag. Well, when we got here, I had a little panic attack because we didn't have the screws. Come to find out, I was looking for one of my tools for something. I can't remember what it was for. I think maybe it was for my desk or something. And I pull out this little baggie, and it has all the screws and crap in it. I was so mad.
That was pretty much everything that led to us like getting the apartment and moving in and getting settled. And basically, we've just been keeping at work and on our grind and
trying to get better jobs, better paying jobs, working up in our company that we're at. Mm-hmm. You're making friends, having fun with them as well. Just celebrated one of our friends' birthdays, which was fun.
Basically, just trying to grind and be successful and try and gain as much success as we can right now, and then save that, invest that, and put it into a better future.
Yeah. So one day maybe we don't have to work for someone. We
Yeah.
can do our own thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
YouTube.
I know. I'm sorry this video was mostly me talking. We're both super duper tired right now, but I think I'm a little bit better at talking while I'm tired. I'm definitely tired for sure, but
She's also more of a night owl than I am. Like, I'm usually in bed by like 10, 11 o'clock at the latest.
yeah, and he's typically feeling sleepy around like 7 or 8 p.m. So he definitely has a hard time keeping on track and like talking and like really talking like that at this time of night, or I should say at this time of morning. So that's why I'm doing most of the talking today.
Of course, you guys know, give us your comments, any suggestions for any videos you want to see us do. Subscribe, of course, hit that little bell for the notifications.
We hope you enjoyed this story time. Sorry if it's a bit rambly or lengthy. We're so tired and we really don't even know how to round sentences properly right now, but we did our best.
Yeah.
We, I promise, are coming with consistency, and y'all will be just here for it, I promise.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.